It's WWE Bad Blood 2024, so let's get into some predictions. I still firmly believe that Finn Balor did nothing wrong. You guys got really upset when I said that, so yeah, it's a good way to transition into this because Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. This is how I see it. Damian Priest was really selfish here. So he cost Finn Balor two World Heavyweight Championship matches, two chances at being World Heavyweight Champion. And so this was after he won Money in the Bank, which, yeah, it makes sense. I mean, he knew he was going to win a world title eventually. But his whole reasoning was that, oh, but if the Judgment Day all have titles and we all have world titles, then we're the most dominant faction. So why couldn't Finn be World Heavyweight Champion and then you go get the other world title, which is the WWE Champion, cash in on Cody, and then you're both world champions, and then in the long game, you're both world champions and tag team champions. Does that not make more logical sense? Because the more titles you have, the more power you have, the more dominant you are. So why not let Finn win the World Heavyweight Champion and then cash in on Cody? Doesn't that make more sense than you costing Finn the World Heavyweight Championship and then going on to cash in? You see, he's selfish because he wanted to be World Heavyweight Champion and all Finn could be was a tag team champion to him. Which is why Finn Balor did not do anything wrong. It makes perfectly logical sense that he was irritated by this. If you guys have been long-time watchers of the Cheap Pops channel, firstly, thank you so much and I really love you. Secondly, you guys know that WWE and I have this little game where I say Finn wins and then he loses, and then I say Finn needs to lose something and then he wins. So therefore, purely for that reason, Damian Priest needs to win this match. Yeah, that's it. Done. That's my prediction. The Women's World Championship match, which is Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley and Dominik Mysterio suspended above the ring in a shark cage. So, Custody of Dom Part 2. This has happened before where people are suspended in a shark cage because Chris Jericho was suspended in a shark cage for Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns back in 2016, and he still managed to help him anyway because he came out with Kevin Owens, they beat up Roman Reigns, and then during the match he also just gave him brass knuckles anyway. So it's not impossible for Dominik Mysterio to help Liv Morgan during this match. And even if he can't help her, there's still Carlito, there's still JD McDonough, she still has help. So I don't really see what the point of Dom in the shark cage is. I think it's just going to be some humor because, I don't know, Rhea Ripley can humiliate him, I guess. Also, Rhea Ripley said that Dom is claustrophobic. Him in a shark cage is probably not going to be great. I think they're going to play on that and have a lot of fun with that. I don't really see the points of the shark cage matches. I really don't, because the people will always find a way to help. Anyway, I think that this is just trying to be one of those babyface needs to defeat all the odds things, so Rhea Ripley's going to win this match. And hopefully then Rhea can have a good title reign against other people, because Rhea versus Liv just needs to end. It needs to end right now. I have so much hate for this match. Okay, Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. This match is firstly very hard for me to predict because there's a lot of ways this match can go. Secondly, I also have a very strong hate for this match because this is Cody Rhodes' hometown. Cody Rhodes is your WWE champion. Why is he not defending the title in his hometown as the babyface champion? There's a video that I made about this. It's linked in the description. After you finish watching these predictions, please go and watch that video because this really is very irritating for me. I actually explain very well why I don't like this. I don't think there's actually a possibility of Tama Tonga and Tongaloa not interfering unless on SmackDown they actually ban them from ringside, and then they also ban KO and Randy from ringside, but then it also wouldn't make sense because why have this match then? Like, why not just stack everything against the baby faces? But also, so I'm thinking that either we're getting this match for the sole purpose of giving a debut to Zilla Fatu or Hakuloa, so we could have more members of Solo's bloodline debuting, or the focus is going to be on Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. Now, they've been teasing KO turning on Cody for a while now. And personally, I think they've been teasing a lot, way too much, and way too often. So the shock factor of almost everything is gone. But I think that this should be a swerve. Now, hear me out. I think that the KO teasing should be a swerve. I think that the turn should actually come from Randy Orton, because that would be way more shocking than seeing KO turn right now. I want that to be Randy's turn, because I think the money feud for Cody Rhodes is with Randy Orton. And this is just my thinking, is that people have very mixed reactions to Cody's title reign. Like, some people think it's absolute garbage, and other people think it's really great. I think we can turn Cody's title reign from kind of meh to absolutely incredible with just 3 feuds. All he needs is a heel KO feud, a heel Randy Orton feud, and a huge match with Jacob Fatu. And then we can actually turn Cody's whole title reign around and go from meh to really awesome. I think that we're probably going to see either KO or Randy turn. I'd really like to see Randy, because I think that's a complete swerve, considering Randy has kind of been like trying to be the mediator between Cody and KO. Either Solo and Tongaloa are winning because of some really big interference happening. Personally, I think they should have Solo pin Roman if the direction is that they want the Bloodline to win this match. But the more obvious choice here is Roman pinning Solo and Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes winning. So I'm going to go with the obvious choice. I think Roman and Cody are going to beat the Bloodline. So I actually thought that we're also getting Sami Zayn versus Gunther here at Bad Blood, but it's not on WWE.com. Either way, it doesn't really matter for me. I'm going to say Gunther's winning that match whenever it happens. Okay, the Women's World Champion Nia Jax versus Bayley. I'm going to be honest with you here, I don't really care. I really could not care about Nia Jax versus Bayley. I think it was quite interesting how Bayley got into the situation where her and Naomi both pinned Nia, and then she has faced Naomi to get her title shot. I actually thought that they were just going to go with the normal, let's make it a triple threat because both of you got the pin, but this was a nice change of pace actually. I think Nia Jax's reign is actually just getting started, and the bigger story is between Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton. I think that Nia's going to retain here. It's going to be a huge shock for me if Bayley actually wins this match. The only way I see Bayley winning is if Tiffany Stratton actually cashes in after Bayley wins, but I don't think she's going to. I think that they actually need to stop teasing cash-ins. I mean, she's already teased a cash-in twice, I think. I don't need more than that. Let me forget that she has money in the bank just for a little bit. And finally, CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre inside Hell in a Cell. This feud has to end here. Like, I thought that it ended when Drew actually beats Punk, and I was like, okay, cool, you know, like we'll have a different story because the heel actually won. And then no, they had a strap match and CM Punk won, and I went, okay, cool, the feud's finished and it's a nice decisive win for CM Punk, right? And there were like so many GTSs there, and those look worse every time he does the GTS, but it's fine. I'm fine with it. But then he had to go and he had to break the bracelet and shove the beads in CM Punk's mouth to carry on the feud. Okay, like, I'm genuinely like I'm invested in the story and it's been a pretty decent story, but also please can we move on to something else? Don't get me wrong, I think it's been a pretty good feud. It's really hot and it's really good, but how many more stipulations do they want to put these men through? Hell in a Cell has to be the end all and be all of it. I think it's going to be a really great match, and I think because it's the best story right now, it should be the main event. I also think that CM Punk needs a really good decisive win here. Drew McIntyre also doesn't lose anything necessarily by losing to Punk because he's already lost to him. I think Drew McIntyre can go on and possibly go into something with Braun Breaker because, man, firstly, Braun Breaker versus Drew McIntyre would be absolutely incredible. Secondly, he'd be defining and solidifying Braun Breaker as the next babyface to face Gunther. Because if there's anyone that can do that and just help someone turn from heel to face at the drop of a dime, it's Drew McIntyre because he's absolutely incredible. I think that's going into this feud, it's been really good. I'm ready for them to do something else with both of them. So CM Punk has to win. Let the babyface finish the story, right? So those were my predictions for Bad Blood 2024. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Tell me your predictions in the comments below. And if you have any questions or if you just want to air your thoughts on Bad Blood, because it feels like people actually forgot that there was a pay-per-view coming up. And please like this video if you haven't already. It really helps me out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Thank you for being here. And subscribe if you like content. And as always, be mindful and be kind.